A major crisis has been averted in Abuja after members of the Association of Wuye Market Allottees and the market developers clashed over ownership of the market space. The situation almost turned violent as the allottees attempted to force their way through police barricades stationed at the market gate to prevent their entrance. The traders alleged that the developer and the Federal Capital Territory Administrator have disregarded a court judgment which was delivered in their favor to comply with to take in their space in the market.
These protesters are part of traders relocated to Wuye Market after fire gutted the Bakassi Market, Abuja in 2001. They are protesting against the FCT administration and the market developer, a private company called All Purpose Shelter, whom they allege has disregarded a court judgment delivered in their favor to occupy the shops. The protest almost turned violent as they tried to make their way into the market.
Since 2002 and October 23, and they told us since instead we have a burning fire in our market, then the federal government decided to reallocate us and reallocate us and settle us with this Wuye market. And since then, we have been following them up. Now they have finished building it. The builder, the contractor said that it belongs to him.
After today, and nothing is done, we are giving 48 hours notice. We are going to go in by whatever means. Whatever will happen, let it happen.
They are also calling on the government to intervene and save the situation.
So we are appealing to President Muhammad Buhari that this is Abuja. And the type of thing that is happening here, if he doesn't intervene, maybe it will go out of hand.
Meanwhile, both the official of the FCT administration and the developer say nothing illegal has been done.
That as far as I'm concerned, the court order does not subside, simply because it says they should meet the developer to pay bill/fees. I suggest that they should go back to court and get proper judgment. What does the judge mean? You pay bill and fees.
We have over 1,000 of them who have paid this developer for the cost of construction. Those 707 people you have went to court to say that they are not going to pay for the construction. Government should bear the cost of construction, that they should give them the shop free. But court in his wisdom said no. I will not say they will give you the market free. I will not also say government should build free because you did not put anything before me to say so. However, the same court now say they have a right to use and enjoy the market.
Our efforts to get the permanent secretary to the FCTA to speak on this issue was resisted by his security officials.
I say, camera, don't come. You are still bringing it. You are still standing that camera. Go back with your camera.
It has been almost 15 years since these traders were relocated from Bakassi Market to this place. Since its completion, this confrontation between the traders, the developer, and the FCT administration has continued despite court intervention.
This year's Global Hand Washing Day is another reminder that regular and proper hand washing is essential to reducing the spread of infectious diseases. Tonight on our Focus on Health, our correspondent Yomi Otaigwe reports that hand washing practice should be a way of life for both the young and the old.
Some pictures to remind you of how the hand-washing bug caught Nigerians during the Ebola episode in 2014. Everything to stay away from the virus was important, including avoiding handshake. 1 year after that incident, everyone seems to have gone back to business as usual, with little or no thought on regular hand washing.
Definitely has died down. It's not close to being on the same level as it was last year around the Ebola outbreak. Hand washing is the single most effective way to prevent the spread of infectious diseases, and that's why it's so important. And you know, if one were to analyze people's hands to look at, you know, what kind of germs we have, you'd be amazed how many germs we carry just from touching doorknobs, touching surfaces, and just moving around, and obviously using the bathroom.
Now, let's do a quick exercise. Take a look at these hands. On the surface, they look clean. Let's find out if indeed they are clean.
The parts of your hands that are the dirtiest are the fingertips and under the nails. And in terms of the amount of germs, there are about 1,500 germs per square centimeter of your hands. So hands are actually quite filthy parts of our bodies because they are very exposed and we use them to touch a lot.
The proper way of washing hands is, first of all, to wet the hands with cold or warm water, and then put on soap. Make sure it lathers really well, and lather for like 20 seconds, which is a long time when you think about it, and then rinse off and dry. And if possible, avoid touching the tap with your hands. So you can use like whatever you wipe your hands with to close the tap. The ideal thing is when you come in from outdoors, wash your hands first. With food, it's very important because you don't know where somebody else's hands have been.
Do you sometimes wonder how your hands come about the dirt on them? Here are a few places to look out for. The handrail, door handles, switches, table or other surfaces, restroom, and a host of other places.
There's this myth going around that 21 days is what it takes to develop a habit. But as a child, when you're told to do something, you do it. And so it's much easier for children to develop these habits when they're young for hand washing and then carry it through to adulthood. To tell an adult at age whatever to say, you must be washing your hands, it's a bit more difficult. And so it's a lot easier to do the education and the training when they're younger for hand washing.
Most times you may not be able to avoid these surfaces. However, what you can always do is to wash your hands with soap and clean water. That way you reduce your chances of contracting viruses and bacteria that can cause flu, diarrhea, and food poisoning, among others. Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.
To further look at the issues of hand washing, I'm being joined on News at 10 by Dr. Disu Yaya. He's the National President, Association of Medical Officers of Health in Nigeria. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the News at 10. Let's take a look at UNICEF's report, which says that about 800 children die daily in Nigeria from poor sanitation habits. How did we get to this point? 800 children in a day?
And so we need to work hand in hand in order to make the system improve.
Sometimes containers can come with a paper that says it is A, but what is inside may be B. And we would like to request that you allow us to be part of the examination process, because not 100%, because we don't need to see everything, but at least there are some products that we call life endangering products. You know, cables, bulbs, electrical accessories, electronics, tires, reinforcement bars, children's toys, and all that.
The Director General of the Debt Management Office, Dr. Abraham Nwankwo, says Nigeria's external debt profile now stands at $11 billion, with the domestic debt hitting 11 trillion naira. He, however, adds that despite the country's huge debt, the economy remains resilient and diversifiable. Nigeria's 10-year bond yield fell 20 basis points on Friday to an 11-month low of 12.9%. The benchmark 2024 bond, which has traded as high as at 17.32% this year, sold at 13.87% at Thursday's primary auction. Yields are expected to drop near a one-year low next week, with the interbank market awash with liquidity as central bank cash injections filter into the bond market. The central bank injected 80 billion naira into the banking system from retired open market bills, increasing liquidity to over 1 trillion naira. That's business news tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria beats Burkina Faso 2-0 in the first leg of the 2016 African Nations Championship qualifier. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.